friends. I'm your host, Dr. Elizabeth Ssemanda, medical intuitive healer and life coach, and you are listening to Stepping into Soul Power, the podcast for people who understand that we are more than just our physical bodies. Here we explore medical intuition and healing, help you identify your blocks, and give you strategies to empower the soul in you. So this is episode 5. Today, we are you guys are in for a treat. You're in for a treat. We have healer and mental health advocate Ssemanda Lees. And it's a special treat for you because you're getting a twofer. You're getting a twofer. We're going to do a short medical intuitive reading, just a smidge, and then we're gonna dive into and give you take you on a journey, introduce Ssemanda Lees, and she is going to let you in and tell you all about her healing journey. So Ssemanda Lees, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. So excited.
Okay. Perfect. So you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So I always like to start before I do a reading. I like to set an intention just to connect with you, Ssemanda Lees, on a soul to soul level, and just see what comes. And so I tend to be more clairvoyant. I get more intuitive information visually, and but this time it's a little bit different. Like I'm getting this sensation of like a sensation in my neck, like a kind of like a brick. It's feeling almost like there's a brick in my neck. Yeah, the neck area. Yes. And so the sense I'm getting is that this is like a couple of different things are going on. It's like more of an emotional, physical, mental issues, something to do with expression in your relationships, and it's almost as if there is just maybe a smidge, a little bit of fear, concern about judgment over time that maybe it's accumulated, and I'm feeling like I feel this tension. So I'm wondering if you're feeling a physical sensation, like it's and the sense I'm getting is this is not just related to it's like judgment from like not just like romantic stuff, but maybe some family judgment as well. Others. And then you can you always feel free to share it. You can always stop me.
So at the moment, I'm really tapping into my new business, which is Heart-Centered Health. And every time I work on my business and, on my website and anything to do with that and where that's leading, I get a physical soreness in my throat. And I feel like it's me being able to express what I want out of this business and to truly dig deep into what I want to achieve. And it's like, it's very hard to move through that because I know it's going to be amazing and awesome, but it feels like my voice is a little bit, just a little bit scared.
Yeah. That's what I'm
makes
feeling.
Sense.
Yeah. That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And then there's this sense of like maybe just a little bit like of a tendency, like you want to get things right, like you're a little bit of perfectionism, having to be it's
Tick
not a bad
boxes.
thing. Yeah. Let's check. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's made this maybe this tension, whatever is going on here, kind of aggravates that situation. And so the sense I'm getting is like what might be particularly helpful healing is like reconnecting. I guess there are parts of us, right, that want things that are very protective of, like, if you put yourself out there, then,
it's out there.
What's going to happen? Yeah.
There's
what
no
will
turning
happen?
back.
Yes, there is no turning back, but connecting with that part of you and maybe giving it another role, like maybe it could be your cheerleader, like be like, hey, let's be all for you.
Yeah. That's what I felt like this. Then I got, the messages from my guides going, we're telling you, it's okay. Break free. Get it out, and I was like, that's why I keep getting the sore throat. It's like, I'm not, and then I keep doing more meditation and all that sort of stuff just to move through it and be able to push myself through to speak.
Yes. And you are, I get this sense that you're an incredibly just strong, resilient woman, and it's that strength and that resiliency, that determination that's really going to help you kind of persevere through this expression block that's going on.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, so let's so we want to hear we want to learn a little bit more about you. Like, tell us about you. Tell us about your journey to being a healer, a mental health advocate, whatever speaks to you.
So look, probably my healing journey first started with me. So my life was going pretty well, and was going according to plan, and then I had children. So everything got turned upside down with my children, and I am very resilient. So we just kept dealing with things that were coming up, and by that we had premature babies, we had different respiratory illnesses, meningitis, lots of different things along the way. And then probably, when my oldest, I've got 3 children. So their ages at the moment are 16, 14, and 11.
Oh, you're busy.
But I was busier. So when they were kids, it was really tough, and they were very, very much on the go, and we had a lot of consequences of the early childhood births, like the premature babies that caused a lot of things. But then from there, as they progressed and went on, we realised that there was more going on. I'll do a quick fast forward because I know that time is precious. Now we have 3 children. We have ADHD, ASD, oppositional defiance disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, anxiety. We have anaphylaxis allergies. We have a lot going on in our home. So obviously with all that, we got to a point where I wasn't coping. The family wasn't thriving, and that was when I really had to go through that journey of my own healing in order to help my children. So that was a very, very big journey, flipping everything around, totally looking at my life in my face, acknowledging what we were going through, what we were dealing with, and then moving forward from there. Then it wasn't until I could do my own healing that then I could support my children. And then we've had more journeys since then. A really big point in our life was when the entire spiritual world came to our world. And my son, so he was 11 at the time, and he had so the school just rang me and said he was trying to kill himself. So it was a big moment. At that point, I wasn't spiritually aware as I am now. So we did all the normal medical things, went to psychiatrists and things like that, because a black hooded man was telling him to kill himself. So with all that and my beautiful friendship group, we got put onto another lady named Kim, and she was like my earth angel that completely supported us through that, and the entire family. And she's really mentored me through this. And then we've gone on our own other healing, which was we got rid of the black man. So she removed him into another realm. But he's also a very bright light. So it wasn't like the spirits were going to stop. It was more about working with Kim to give him the strategies to deal with everything that comes, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's really tough for an 11-year-old boy. Obviously, he's got other, lives in him, but he's still an 11-year-old boy, in this earth world.
Yes.
So he had to deal with that. So we got to a point where we picked up all 3 kids and we took off for 12 months in a caravan and travelled around Australia. And that was So that just gave me more healing in itself, just to have my children and embrace each of them and my husband, and just have so much time to love and nurture the children and our family to really get our bond back. And then whilst I did that, while we were travelling, I was able to then reflect on that journey, and that's when I started writing my book. So I've now published a book with that journey and all that I've learnt, and just embracing whatever comes our way and knowing that we have everything we need to get through whatever comes. That's the short version.
Oh, no. And I love it. I love it. There's so much there. There's so much there. Parenting in this day, it's a tough thing in this day and age. It's like you're going against technology, and then there's the spiritual realm, and then there's the medical infrastructure that may not necessarily be particularly what's the it's not working the way points. Yes you're saying you've said it correctly. Can you tell me about, I guess, as you were going through your journey, you had mentioned your earth angel. Are there other things that helped kind of guide you?
So probably, I mean, my parents are massive in my life. And a lot of what Hayden, so my middle boy, he's very similar to me. So he didn't talk till he was 4.5, and that was with speech therapy since day dot. And he struggles with reading and writing and things like that as well, which was something I did as well. But my parents absolutely never, ever gave up on me, or they just completely encouraged me in everything I did and anything I wanted to do. They were like, if you want to do that, you do that. And they've supported me through that the entire time. So I think they've had a massive role in very much also allowing me to love me.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, not get stuck on people pleasing everyone else, because that doesn't work. You really need to. And so I've had that all through my life, but it really didn't click for me completely until I did reach out and get the help when I was struggling with the kids. And then just that true love for yourself, and that's not, and self-care, and we hear it all the time about that self-care and love, but it's also a lot of it is what you say to yourself. So people might think it's massages and walks along the beach and makes sure you have a good relationship, but there's a lot of it that is just you're in your head 24/7, and if you're not talking nicely to yourself and having that self-love for you, it's very hard not only to live your life but also to love others. So I just found once I really healed myself and was true to myself and gave myself that love and respect, I then found that I could so easily love and respect everyone around me. It just made that so much easier to do. And just, the more inner healing you do on yourself, the more you shine, I feel.
I love it. I think you're absolutely right. It's that inner work. It's putting on your own oxygen mask first and doing what you need to do. That's how you can be strong for other people. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's often perceived as selfish, and it could be further from the truth, because you're doing it not only for yourself, but you're doing it for the greater of everybody, because everyone benefits.
Absolutely.
So it's I think we have to change our lingo with that being selfish words around when we truly love ourselves and take care of ourselves.
Yes. And then especially as women too, we are it's almost like we're socialized to just give, and keep giving.
Yeah. And then wonder why we all feel a bit drained and inadequate and, you know, not good enough. And, you know, it's a terrible combination. Yeah.
And your book centers around, you know, the journey that you made with motherhood. Can you give us a smidgen of what are you hoping that the other healers or mental health individuals who are interested in reading your book, like, what are you hoping that they take away from your book?
So the biggest reason why I wanted to write my book was to truly acknowledge that we all have what we need to get through life. It's sometimes we need a holding hand to get there. But with that, if we don't acknowledge what we have, what we've been through, what we're facing, it's very hard to move forward. So there's and a lot of people that have read my books, I just love, you could just see that turning point where you really owned it. And I think for the readers, I would love them to really just be able to own their journey, accept it, embrace it, and then move forward. And that's sort of the goal of the book, is just to allow everybody to love themselves more, to acknowledge their journey, and know that whatever comes our way, we have everything we need to get through it. And then that should hopefully inspire, and, you know, they get to see all I'm very honest and authentic in the book, and I do go, you know, I'm right there. And they all say it's like we were just sitting down having a cup of tea with you and you were just telling it all. So
I love it.
It's a really easy read. But the feedback's been amazing, and everyone gets something different. So that's what I wanted for the reader, but they all take from it what they need, which has been great. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I mean, you're honest and authentic in the book, and then honest and authentic in person too. Yes. And so are there any other, do you have, so you've got this book. Can you tell us about other things that you do? I know you're healers, had that past.
So I've been nursing for nearly 25 years. About 23 years I've been nursing. So that to me was very much a way I always wanted to do that. And that in itself is very healing to my patients. So there's that side of me. I've done my training in Elohim healing, which is more energy healing, and that's been amazing. That's through Kim as well. So she's been my mentor for that. So at the moment, that's mainly on my friends and family and myself. And then I'm just going to get signed off, and then I'll be able to add that to my business website, my website, which is Heart-Centered Health. So that at the moment is just getting up and going. I'm also studying my diploma of counselling, so I'm partway through that. So that's also just, although I feel like I've walked the walk and I have a lot of tools under my belt to share, having the counselling diploma will also allow me to access more people, because in Australia the government supports that sort of therapy, if you want to call it. So that will enable me to reach more people as well. Yeah, because we have grants and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. And for our listeners who aren't familiar with what Elohim healing is, can you tell us a little bit about it? Like, just
so it's
I know it's a big topic, but but do your best.
So it basically I use the realms of light and all our different my guides, different angels. It's an energy healing, and it's a sequence which I do, and basically it's there to balance the body, the chakras, reduce stress. It can also work with physical healing as well. So it's not anything that would take over the medical side, because the medical does have a very important, but if you needed to have surgery, then it can assist in the healing and things like that. But also just very much so most of the feedback that I get, and it's not me that does this, I'm I'm just the person to guide it to my clients. It's all them up there that do it, but people just feel quite grounded and calm, and it just gives, it's able, for me especially, it centers me, and gives me access to more knowledge, which then is also it reduces your stress, because you're more enlightened, I guess, in a way. But yes, we can Google it and look it up more, because I'm sure they say it better than me.
Oh, no, you did a great job introducing it. And I love this combination of skills that you're cultivating. I mean, nursing, Elam healing as well, and then adding the counseling. And then you're also a mother, which there's a ton of skills in that.
And I think it's really, I found when I was on my own journey with my own children, it's very hard to really take that information on when they're telling you what to do with your children, and they've never had children. They've never had children with these diagnoses. So it's, I'm able to really empathize with them and have that non-judgmental approach. Nothing will... Seriously, like the stuff I've been through with my kids, nothing will scare me or surprise me. It's just like, and then sometimes people just need to be able to talk, and I go, yep, that, I get that, and then give them strategies to get through it, and know that you can have the darkest of dark days, but it doesn't mean that that's a dark life. That's a bad
I love
day.
it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I guess within, as a healer, mother, can you tell us about, are there any underrated tools that you think are indispensable for your roles?
For my role, I think, I did write this. Underrated tools. I think our own self-talk is very underrated. It is like one of the most powerful things that you can have. I think nature is absolutely a beautiful, beautiful tool that is, how cost effective is that, to go for a walk or put your feet in the sand, take that dip in the ocean and just wash it all off. So I think nature is definitely a really underrated tool that everybody should use. And the more you use it, the more you realise how amazing it is. They'd probably be, and I do a lot of meditation, and that's just to enable you to really dig deep into yourself. I find that the easiest way.
Those are all fantastic. I love all of those. And then just to, I guess we're getting towards the end of our time. Just can you give us like one tip that our listeners could use to step into their soul power?
Listen to that little voice. The good voice, the one that, like you have a lot of chitter chatter in your mind, and often we are given the best knowledge and ideas, and then our brain kicks in and we go, we can't do that. So hone in on that little voice and trust it, and you are you're so much more capable than what you believe. So never forget that, because some of the biggest things I've done in my life, I've had so much fear, and you got to push through that fear. Fear is like an indicator that you're on the right track. When it's scary and your tummy's going, I don't know that this should be happening. But, some of those things like packing up the family for 12 months, going against the grain, leaving our well-paid jobs and our beautiful home. There was so much fear, and it was the best thing I did. And same with the book, that was such a fearful experience, because it was out there, and I had to have the support of all my family to put that out there. And that was very fearful, but just reading the feedback is just amazing. You're like, that's why I did it. So push through that fear. Don't be we all get it. We all have fear. We all have self-doubt. So just making sure that you stay true and keep pushing. Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you. It has been a pleasure having you on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yes, yes. I'm sure that we will get people who definitely want to connect with you. If they want to connect with you, how do you want to hear from them? What can they do?
Oh, so there's a few different ways. There's
Okay.
So my website is www.heartcenteredhealth.online. From there, you'll have access to me, whether you wanted to do one-on-one, podcasts, speaking, and then there's also my book is available on the site as well. I've got another book coming out next month, which is Master Your Mindset. Yeah, so that's a collaborative book. And then I also am working on another book with mothers. So that healing that I got from writing my book, I wanted to share with other mothers. So now I'm guiding other mothers through writing. So they all have 7 questions and they're all answering those. And then I do an opening and a closing and we share all mother stories because everyone has a story. Everyone would like to be heard. And it's a real therapeutic procedure to write that down. So, and then the readers get the therapeutic from reading it, and then everyone just knowing that no one's life goes according to plan. We all have a story and own it and be proud. Yeah. So there's a few more books coming.
Oh yes, and we can't wait. We can't wait.
Yeah, so very exciting.
Yeah, so
and they'll all be on the website. Oh, and of course, Facebook and Instagram, Amanda Lees. Instagram is according to plan, .Amanda Lees. I'm not amazing at those, so bear with me. Getting better.
We will make sure that we convey the message as well as we tell people about this episode. But just many blessings with you. Thank you so much thank you for what you're doing. You truly are making a difference, and your story is just it truly is inspiring.
Oh, that's good. Thank you. It's been an honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Right.
Bye.
Bye. Wasn't that a great interview? So with that, it is time for our next segment. Time for our soul power statement for the week. Yes. And it is, I do not run from fear. Oh, no. I move towards it, for that is where the lessons lie. And this statement, it just reminds me of a great quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. And she said something like this: you gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You're able to say to yourself, I have lived through this horror, and I can take the next thing that comes along. You must do the thing that you think you cannot do. And with that, all right, folks, we have come to the end of our time. Yes. And if you're interested in your own personal medical intuitive reading and healing, make an appointment at Soul in You. Yes, SOULINYOU.com, and send us a message. If you're interested in connecting with Amanda Lees, let us know. We will do whatever we can to make sure that you have her information and that you're able to connect with her. Isn't she phenomenal? Friends, she's phenomenal. And finally, if no one has told you this today, I will. Thank you for being authentically you. The soul in me honors the soul in you. Disclaimer, this podcast is for spiritual and or entertainment purposes and is not a substitute for medical diagnosis, healthcare treatment, or professional advice. Each person is so unique, so please consult your healthcare professional for any medical questions.